Hey fans, welcome to Premier Reef Acrylics. Today's going to be a video on the Great White SPS Reef build. So wanted to go ahead and show you guys an update video or a video on pretty much how to use the new RW8 with the dual controllers, not the single. So I'm going to have two of them in the tank. These are the new series of pumps from Jibo. Regardless how you say it, everybody has trouble saying this name, but they're the new series, the RW8s. The previous models to these ones were the MP series. So again, the MP series, nevertheless, were still very good pumps. I had an MP40 on my previous tank, and it was actually phenomenal. It did wonders. So again, going forward, and we have the new RW8s. Again, this is a dual controller, so they're going to be linked together. So this can create different type of waves. Wanted to show you my tank. So that's what's happening there. We got the two drains on the corner, so the drains are there and there. We have the wireless controllers mounted at the top, left and right, and the pumps sinking below it. So when I mean wireless, these pumps are not really wireless from the pumps to the controller. These are actually wireless in syncing with each other. So when you do some of the functions on this, the controllers are syncing with each other, and so that's what's giving you the wireless option. So let's zoom into the controller a little bit. I dropped the water level just to show you guys some of the features that's going to happen on this. So that's a full feature on the controller. Oops, sorry about that. Zoom in, there we go. Alright, so a couple things that are different on these controllers from the previous model is that you have a speed mode that you can adjust the intensity of the controller the way you want. So whether it be really high mode or very low mode, it's a new feature that wasn't offered on the MP series, the previous models, so it's definitely a good bonus. Right below, so that's what you see at the top there. So that top right there. The other ones are controlling the waves are these guys right here. So that is going to be the pink button there. That's going to be the mode. It says mode, and right below it, it says night. So when you click it once, we'll select the mode of W1, W2, else, H, or C. If you press and hold it, it will transfer to night mode. So night mode is pretty much the orange light. Let's zoom into it. So anyways, that orange light right there where the moon is. And so when it does get night and the lights do dim down, the pumps will dim down automatically. So that's a feature I really like to have. The other button is the speed mode. So this button here is the speed mode, which controls intensity at the top. If you press and hold the speed mode, it's actually a feed mode now. So it has a 10-minute shut-off period of all the pumps, and then your vertebrates, fishes, corals, you can feed whatever you want, and they're good to go. The last button is going to be the blue. So I don't know why it says Wii on it, but I'm sure they meant Wi-Fi or wireless or something. Wii, I guess that means wireless. I don't know. But so when you click that button, it will give you the option of selecting from master to slave. So with the click of a button, you can select master or slave. So this controller on my right hand side is selected to master. The second controller is connected to the slave. So that's going to be the blue. So most of my controls, if I want to adjust a different type of waves in my tank, I do it actually from the master controller. So just to give you guys an idea, there's nothing that's working right now. So it was on feed mode. I'm going to take it off feed mode, and you guys are going to see the pump action. Off. Lights are all on. Zoom back out. So the pumps are situated at the back is because it's a three-side starfire. I really didn't want anything to obstruct my view on the left and right panel. Hence, that's why I have that. So the intensity right now is set to approximately halfway, 50%. So it's really not that powerful. And obviously the water level is not that much too. But so that's some of the waves that are happening in the tank. Now to adjust the intensity of the waves, again, if you look at the controller, it's on W1, which is the first one there. That's my favorite mode. So now with this knob, I can control the intensity of the pumps. So whether I want fast switch between the pumps, I will go to fast. And if I want slow, whether I want one off, one on, one off, and a sequence of delay between the pumps, I will select it to slow. So I'll show you fast, and now let's adjust the speed to go about 90%. And also this one here, the only thing you have to adjust is intensity. The pumps are adjusted by themselves. So at 90%, let's take a look at it and see what's happening here. That's pretty awesome. Tell me if that's not cool. So that's what you see at 90% intensity. That's, again, we set it on very fast mode. Okay, now let's dial it down 50%. 50% of the switchback between the pumps. Another random flow. So some of you who have these pumps, or even have a single pump, it's technically having one pump in close to about 50 to 75 gallon tank with a minimal amount of waves is actually more than enough. In an SPS dominant tank, you definitely want a lot of flow. That's why I have two pumps here. So now let's go to select W2. All we're going to do is go to the mode section, click W2, and the other one switched as well. And so what W2 is doing is that it's ramping up the pumps and then ramping them back down. So if I zoom out, I don't know if you guys can see the impellers. There we go. They're both ramping up and down by themselves. If I lower the intensity to fast, it's ramping them up, ramping them down very fast. So that's W2. I find W2 kind of useless. There's no point of that. Selecting mode again, let's go to else. Else is random flow throughout, I believe, an hour of time or 2 hours of time. It will give you a sequence of high, low, medium, stop, pulse, wave. Everything you need that will give you. The only thing about else is if you have a big enough tank, it's good, but on a small tank like what I have here, you may not want to put else because you may be blasting sand or blasting corals a little too much. Again, these pumps will be placed definitely much more higher than where they are right now, so that's just for demonstration use. The other feature we have here is H. H is just a regular mode where it's on, and then you select your speed, whether you want high or low. Both of them are in the same sequence, no difference, regular Corellia pumps, and that's what's going to do. The last option is C. I forget what C is actually meant for, but what I like about C is that both the pumps are simultaneously going to go on and off. Well, actually that's set together, but that's because it's fast. Now if I tune it down to medium fast, you'll see what's happening here. One side, the right side, is on, throwing the waves, or sorry, throwing the flow, and then in a couple of seconds it's going to switch back to the other side. As you can see, it just switched back. So you can control the time delay between the two pumps dependent on that little control knob that you have at the top. So you can go very fast switchbacks, or you can go very slow switchbacks. So that's another good feature to have. But overall, the main feature, we buy these pumps are for the waves. So let's switch back to W1 is where we want to be. And so this will throw around different waves, different intensities. You can have multiple waves or multiple loops going through your tanks, or you can have a really slow pattern of a wave where one side drops down, where the other side drops up. But it's a continuous battle of selecting and knowing where that knob is best suited for your tank. So let's drop this all the way to slow now. See what happens. Knob's all the way towards the right, where it says slow. And let's see what type of options or features this gives us. it's just a randomized flow. Again, so technically, from the way this the pump is reacting, is that wave mode is technically on W1 at 50% or back. So 50% of fast to slow or fast. So you have to find out where the sweet spot in your tank is. So you can see the tank is rocking back and forth now. Right, so there's back and forth movement. That's fine. So let's drop this. Just want to show you guys an in-depth video on this. So let's drop this 1.5 to 2 knobs. So let's see what type of flow this gives us now. So first it was rocking at 50%. It was rocking front to back together. Now the rocking movement has been switched to left to right. That's pretty cool. Big waves. Now let's tune this pump down a little bit more. So another 1.5 knobs or turns. Obviously, with all these settings, you have to give the water movement a couple seconds or a couple minutes for it to work in properly. So that's more of a clashing sequence, so the pumps are clashing the water in between, so it's not really creating the waves that you want. That's fine. That's the whole point of these wave makers. You want different random flows at different times, so let's create these a little bit more faster, sequence between each other. So that's what you're going to get here. Let's drop it all the way to fast. Let's see what type of movement that gives us. There you go. If you can see the front glass, it has multiple it has multiple waves that are going through in and out. So this is the benefit of having a wave maker, guys. You want to replicate the ocean as much as possible. Again, more random access flow is happier fish and corals, but at the same time, this will remove the detritus off the rocks and into your drains, which get filtered out in the sump area. So that's the benefit of having a wave maker. Alright, so again, show you guys, feed mode is, again, center, press and hold, everything shuts off. Press and hold again, feed mode is off, now it's on. The light sensor is actually right there, just cover that up, and that's what happens. Turn it back on, and it goes back to wave mode. So at nighttime, what would happen here is that I set it in the blaze, so turn it off, the pump is to a minimal draw, everything is at rest, and it's on just a regular mode, and that's it. Night mode, what happens to the night mode is that it doesn't link between both of them. So if one is in night mode, the other one is still on. So if you look at it here, I got waves here, I don't have nothing here. This pump is totally off. Take it off night mode, boom, and it's back to square one. So yeah, that's it for now. I think I like to have the pump just around there. And the center controller is for my DC pump. Like I said, once again, it's off right now. I still haven't finished all my plumbing yet, but that's pretty much off. This is why you need, or you should have, some type of wave maker in your system. Definitely more beneficial to have these type of waves going through. And again, keep your livestock more happy, water more cleaner, and end of the day, it's better for us too. So that's it, guys. Stay tuned for the next video on the Great White SPS build. I'm gonna go ahead and fill up the water, fill up the salt. I actually have about 60 gallons of water in the other room where I actually cycled everything. This is just another cleaning phase, make sure the rocks is all gone of sediments and everything. But yeah, that's a new sump, that's gonna be situated down below. All the wiring right now is a junk, but all this is going to be hidden away, so you don't see anything on the tank, and it's more clean and more flush. Okay, if you guys have any more questions, please comment below, let me know. And some of you who have wave makers, and pretty much tell everybody how you guys use it. Right? It's definitely a very good product to have. Whoever does not have a wave maker, once you go wave maker, you will never go back to a hydrocorrellia pump ever again. So that's it. Thank you for watching Pre-Marine for Acrylics. Have yourself a wonderful day, guys.